When it comes to eating healthy, I feel like we all have some desire to do it. We just never actually end up achieving it. I want you to know that I have struggled with the same thing. I've had the desire to eat healthy in my life so many times, and I would make this list of like what I'm going to allow versus what I'm not going to allow, to only get a few days in and fail because I didn't achieve the goal. This left me feeling unmotivated, unsatisfied, disappointed, and I slowly just kind of realized that it became a cycle because I set the goal in the first place for a reason. I was unsatisfied with where I was, whether it was habit related or body image related. So I would then start the process of the goal again to only repeat the same unmet expectations, leaving me disappointed, unfulfilled, all over again. And I just like realized that it was like something that continued to happen over and over. What really got me to understand that it was a cycle and to almost put a pause to the cycle was understanding that the Holy Spirit lives within me. Our bodies were handcrafted and are capable of so much. So making this silly list of what I'm going to allow versus what I'm not going to allow, and being in this endless cycle, was just not honoring God, and we're supposed to honor God through our bodies. I want you to know that with this video, I'm not here to tell you how to eat healthy. I'm here to give you tips on how to continue to eat healthy. So when it comes to fueling our bodies, it should not come from guilt. It should not come from shame. We need to have this understanding that my body was handcrafted and gifted to me and is capable of so many things, and it needs gas to be able to work. Now I have 3 things that I implement daily that I feel like has made a significant change, but again, has got me out of that ongoing cycle. One of them is I plan my meals. 2, I really try and focus on whole foods. And then 3, just understanding the importance of that first meal of the day. My first tip is plan your meals. This one has made such a significant difference. We all know how it feels to get home from a long day of work or to come home from the gym and not only be tired, but just be so hungry that it's like it doesn't even really matter what you eat, you just need food now. And I feel like that's what kind of makes us lean towards the frozen pizzas or the bags of chips. And we use the excuse, well, I needed something fast. I was so hungry I needed something fast. But if you plan ahead and you prep a protein source earlier in the week and you prep your fruit so that it's easy and ready to go, when you get home from the gym or you get home from work, it's right there. It's ready to go. It makes it easier for you to lean towards your goals because it's readily available. My second point is focusing on whole foods. I feel like when it comes to eating healthy, society has kind of complicated it and correlated calorie counting, macro counting, label reading, keto with eating healthy. We just need to keep it simple and focus on whole foods. Now somebody may ask, well, like what does that mean? Just try and avoid the processed packaged foods. Just stick to your fruits, your veggies, your whole grains, your lean protein sources. And the importance of this, not only does it make eating healthy easier because it's such a simple way to start, whole foods keep you fuller for longer, and it's going to fuel your body in a way that processed food cannot. Over time, when you continue to focus on these whole foods, your body is going to get nourished in a way that it may not have been before, and it's going to kind of shove down those cravings. Because we all know when it comes to eating healthy, those cravings is what really, really gets us because they're so prevalent, especially in those beginning stages. But if you continue to focus on those whole foods, the nutrients that you gain from that is going to help reduce those cravings. And also over time, I know in the beginning it's going to be so hard. If you're going to do one thing consistently, make it the whole foods. Like really, 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 really pinpoint that, because as soon as you get to like 14 to 21 days, your taste buds adapt. You almost like don't want the junk food anymore. So just really, really push through those beginning stages because it's very rewarding when you continue. My third point is it starts with breakfast. Now, when I say it starts with breakfast, I don't mean that you need to wake up at 7 a.m. and eat breakfast. I really just mean it's that first meal of the day, and you should be starting that first meal of the day with high protein. Protein has so many benefits, especially when eaten in that very first meal of the day. Why does it matter? That first meal sets the tone for the rest of the day, and so many benefits when it comes to protein, one of them being glucose regulation. Protein helps slow down the absorption of sugar in the bloodstream, which reduces spikes and falls in your blood sugar. Now you're probably like, why does that matter? Well, when your blood sugar spikes and falls, that's what causes us to get tired, groggy, drag, need another coffee, or need that midday nap because we're having those spikes and falls. So if you were to just focus on high protein during the day, it's going to help level it out so that your energy stays level throughout the day. The other thing that's super important when it comes to eating protein is not only does it help maintain energy levels, but it helps maintain those cravings. When you have spikes and falls, that's when your body, because when your body spikes, it's like, ah, and then when it falls, it's like, oh my gosh, I need more, I need more. And that's when you crave those high carb or sugary things because your body wants to get back up there. Instead of doing this all day, why don't we just start with high protein, start that first meal with a bang so that it's like this all day, so that you feel good, you're not craving, you do good in your meals, and your energy lasts all day. Starting with high protein is such a simple step that will make such a big difference in your eating habits. My fourth tip is allow flexibility. Now this really kind of ties into those eating habits that we're trying to gain and we're trying to build. Moderation is key when it comes to continuing to eat healthy. Moderation, because it needs to be sustainable, otherwise it's not going to last. We need to avoid restrictive diets. Eating healthy is not about starting strong, it's about continuing the habits day in and day out, and that flexibility I feel is so important. Like I said in the beginning, that endless cycle of setting a goal and failing and then setting a goal and failing, well, that fail came from taking a bite or eating something that was on that list of I'm not allowed to have, and when I would do that, it was an immediate fail in my head, and it's like, where is that getting me? It's not getting me anywhere. So if you allow that flexibility, not only is it more sustainable, but I almost feel like for me, it transformed the way that I thought about food. Because before, when it was like, this is, you can't have this or you must stay away from this, I would obsess over that. Like, oh my gosh, I just want a cookie so bad. Like, can I just have a cookie? And I would fail and eat the cookie and then just indulge because I was like, oh, I failed. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter now. Versus allowing that flexibility. Eat a cookie. You almost become less obsessive over it, and it becomes easier to just eat a cookie, enjoy the cookie, and then move on with your life. Flexibility not only helps you achieve your goals, but I really feel like it helps build a healthier relationship with food as you move through it. The goal is mindful eating, not food obsession. And like I was telling you, when I wasn't allowed to eat something, I became obsessed over it. And when you're obsessed about something, it's hard to avoid it because you're just so obsessed about it versus not being obsessed and just being mindful. Eating healthy should be something that you enjoy. When you enjoy something, it becomes easier to do it day in and day out versus not enjoying it. Your chances of succeeding are not as high. I think it's very important, especially in those beginning stages, if it is really hard and it is tough for you, to find those things that you enjoy, whether it's your favorite store, a special recipe. It should be a joyful part of life so that it leaves you feeling joyful, happy, motivated, successful. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I hope that the things that helped me can help you so that we can continue this health journey together. I'll see you next week. Holy